Hey, everybody. Hello, hello. It's Monday night, and we are home from the Phoenix National Conference. And for those that attended, it was absolutely, over the top experience. And so tonight, several of us leaders and foot soldiers that went to Phoenix have come together to share a little of what we experienced, what we saw, what we learned. But let me just say that we can bring home some of the information, but conference is so experiential. You have to be in the room to experience the room. And so it was over the top emotional. All right, because we really have turned a page. This is a whole new season in the world of Juice Plus. And we're going through some transformation that may be a little painful, but let me tell you, what's waiting for us on the other side it's mind-boggling. I mean, when I remember, for the longest time we used to say you're in the right place with the right product at the right time. That has never, ever, ever been more accurate. So tonight, with the help of many of us that attended, we've put together what I think will bring home some of the information, and I believe some of the emotion that we experienced in Phoenix. So I have asked Abby to help me tonight. We have content, we have videos, we have so many things that I think are really going to move you. And I think the first thing that we're going to start with is, many of us I know in the leadership field, Abby and Jamie and Steph and Holly, we were really wanting to know what's going on in the world of marketing. I mean, a lot of us went simply to see what's going on in the world of marketing. And I have to tell you that the new director of marketing, Gina, blew it out of the park and blew us out of our chairs. 2.5 years ago, we started Healthy Living Affiliates, and we've pretty much put that to bed now because we're so confident as to what is going to be presented to us over the next really 6 months. So I thought, Abby, I'm going to have you show a couple of the new images and then some fun videos that were captured by Steph Fletcher. Gina, our new director of marketing, said that we are perfectly poised for new brand awareness and new brand recognition because we have the 5 pillars in place. Number one, our history as a pioneer, starting with Jay Martin and this vision of a plant food approach to health. And then our product line, our amazing product line that delivers the food first approach so that people can really experience better health and vibrancy. And then she really drove this home. We've got the proof to back up the product. Nobody else out there, I don't care what else they show, they don't have the kind of proof that we have to back up the product. And then we have all of our customer experiences. And there's going to be some interesting things coming down the pipe in terms of partner experiences on social media. It's going to be so powerful. And of course, our purpose through our purpose of inspiring healthy living. But I got to tell you, the health study with children, how we are affecting lives around the world. So we've got the 5 pillars in place for unbelievable growth and expansion. Abby, what's our next image? This is it, guys. This is our new logo. Oh my gosh, I hope you love it as much as I do, because this was one of the things that we developed with the Healthy Living Affiliates. It was our dream to have this as a logo. And so moving forward, this is what you're going to see. It's modern, it's fresh, it's attractive, it's compelling. It definitely says, oh my gosh, cool. Tell me more. Next image, Abby. And this is our new saying, part of our logo, part of our statement branding, Juice Plus. For today, there's that plus sign. For today, plus all your tomorrows. So of course that brings in the product and the business. And get ready, because when we get to San Diego, we're going to be looking at new packaging. There'll be new packaging on our bottles, but I expect there's going to be new packaging at the point of delivery once our product hits the end user. All right, so Abby, I know, guys, you weren't there. We've got some video. Thank you, Steph Fletch, for capturing this. This is one of Gina's partners in marketing. Let it play.
Your business opportunity presentation is going to look like this. It's cleaner, it's simpler, it's more modern. That gradient's starting to come into play. Your product presentation is going to start to look like this, and hopefully you'll really start to see, just across these presentations, the increased consistency. Your capsule brochure is going to look like this, and that's first the printed materials. Again, I hope you feel it looks more dynamic and more contemporary than we've had previously. The simple change brochure is going to look simpler, but more graphic and more beautiful. And Jeff, again, clarity fast in the way that we're going to communicate this. Real nutrition, real simple leaflet is going to look like this. Complete leaflet, like that. There's a lot of this. The capsules poster, both portrait and landscape. Even the order forms had a bit of a facelift. Training is going to be reskinned in this new style. And here you're seeing Illuminate training. It looks slightly different because Illuminate's got a different packaging style as well. But I hope you feel it now looks a little bit more like it fits with the rest of the brand rather than just anything off to the side. Now, we know social is so important. It's the way that we get our brand and product stories across. And I think you probably need to be a little bit better at those brand stories and a little bit less just on pricing. So we're going to aim to create way more assets for you in a more consistent style. And Julie and Doug, we've listened to there's going to be better training in terms of how that you use social media and how you create your own content. We also know that there's been a question about how we communicate well, how people understand the benefits of our products. So we've produced a series of one page of WhatsApp documents just with the 3 key things that it's really important to know about the benefits of that particular product. And those can be updated on a really regular basis. So if there's a seasonal benefit, we can talk about it. It's just WhatsApp. Now, the new website's launched. I think Bill and the team have done
All right, guys, I know that the voice part of it might be a little garbled, but what I want you to experience is the new imaging. All right, so this was captured on a phone. All right, so tonight we're delivering to you the best that we can. So this was captured on a phone. Steph Fletch took this. It's fabulous. She shared it with me this morning. Again, this is a taste of what we experienced, and it's the imaging, it's the new colors, it's the packaging that is going to be state of the art and so captivating. Now, this is a video that the company created that I saw at the NMD meeting, and also they showed in the main on the main stage. So again, enjoy. There's that for today and all of your tomorrows. You're going to see that over and over again because that's who we are becoming. I absolutely love the new marketing. Steph, do you want to unmute yourself just for a second? I know that you're going to come on later, but you know, you were part of, you know, going to conference because you wanted to experience the new trend in marketing. Real quick, what were your thoughts?
I was honestly blown away. I think what we've heard for several years is we're gonna, it's coming. And then what we've seen is like we're just we're gonna go into action. And sometimes action, you have to take a few steps back or it gets messy. But it was beautiful. The J Plus is very simple, it's clean. The whole website is, you know, everything's going to be completely changed over by January 1st. And I think it's going to literally give us an edge that we haven't had in a very, very, very long time.
I love that, Steph. Absolutely. Give us the edge that we've never, best product on the planet, but we've never had that edge. And so that is so important. Thank you. Amy Hopkins, were you able to hop on? Amy, there she is. Amy Hopkins.
I'm here.
You are here. Hi, girl. Well, Amy Hopkins was invited to let me see if she's going to break up, if we can hear her. But Amy was invited to participate in the medical professional breakout. And I think she may be frozen. So Amy, can you share what you experienced at that breakout?
I can. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, now we can. Go ahead, honey.
Am I frozen?
No, go.
Okay. So this what's coming down the line is going to be pretty powerful. The healthcare professionals, we had about 120 there at the meeting, and we are going to get back to it and really become strong. They're going to create the nationwide tours where they send the doctors out to go do the big events at a lot of cities. They already got lots planned, and the research, y'all, the research is quite intense. It's my favorite part. But the best part that Terry has said forever, that we all say forever, is that there's power in the compounding consistent effect of what we take. And the proof is in our research. And we have more, we have.
Are you there, Amy? All right, well, she has disappeared. She's at another meeting. All right, so 120 medical professionals come together. The Prevention Plus tours will be back in action with medical professionals touring the country on our behalf, talking about the product and talking about the research. The nutraceutical conferences are coming back to the conference where yes, look at everybody's faces. Yes. What an incentive to invite medical professionals to our conference where they have their own mini conference experience and they get CME credit for being there. The company is bringing that back. And of course, the ongoing research. And of course, just like all of the national marketing directors, they all had to sign an NDA? We cannot disclose what is coming down the pipe. But let me tell you, it is exciting. So thank you, Amy. Guys, get ready. It's a whole new world for Juice Plus. All right. Having said that, Abby, you're going to share about the new incentives.
Yes. Okay. All right. So a new incentive launched September 1st that will run through February 28th. So leading us into the next conference. It's a 3-1. We're always focused on our team with the 5-1. And so this 3-1 is an amazing way to earn some extra cash and grow your business over the next 6 months. So basically, you enroll 3 new customers and 1 new partner with a reoccurring order. So their own reoccurring, they don't even have to hit Partner Plus. If you qualify for month 1, you will earn $50 each month. If you qualify for 2 or more months, you'll receive the 1-month reward plus a fun mystery prize. If you qualify for 3 consecutive, you're looking at receiving the 1 and 2 month awards plus $150 bonus. And then if you qualify for all 3, you will obviously get the rewards for months 1, 2, 3, etc., plus an exclusive personalized swag bag, special conference recognition, and an additional $300. So that's an amazing incentive and way to really focus and grow your business. So with that said, it kind of leads perfectly into the build to last incentive that has been going on all year. And there might have been some confusion around this incentive. So this incentive, I want to kind of pique your interest if you are a QSSC working towards senior sales coordinator, because this message will apply to you. So you have to achieve at least a 3 club level if you're between an SSC and a QNMD. And you have between now and the end of the year to do this. You need to attain at least a minimum of 10,000 points and then achieve the 3-1 at least 1 month between now and December. So you get points for bringing partners on, somebody qualifying in your organization, hitting POB. So if you want more details on that, I believe all of that is in the hub. But that's an exciting incentive if you are working towards upper leadership levels and something to keep on your radar and work towards. So, Terry, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Okay, so, you know, time for all of you that are looking towards becoming a leader to put on that leadership hat and step into the race, because, you know, the prize is in the Built to Last is, you know, that fabulous trip to San Diego, not just going to conference, but getting to, let's just say, party and relax with top leaders at a private resort in San Diego. And well, who doesn't love that? All right, we had 2 really great keynote speakers at this conference. And the one that really spoke to me was this gentleman by the name of Phil Jones. I don't know if you can see. I've known Phil Jones, gosh, he was at a conference that I attended years ago. He had just written his first book. It was called Magic Words. I think it might even have been, I don't know, 2010 or something like that. And he was really a little unknown. This was before he wrote the book, Exactly What to Say. But I remember thinking, wow, he shared some really powerful things. One of the things that he shared at that conference was the word imagine if. Just imagine, just imagine. So I know, Jen and Henry, you have started following Phil Jones. What were your thoughts on his presentation?
Well, if you can
Have to
unmute,
unmute.
there we
I'll start real quickly by saying that, you know, we like when we can to listen to an audiobook rather than read, just because we can do that in stolen moments and can do it repeatedly. So we got the audiobook, Exactly What to Say, before the conference, listened to it a week or so before the conference, a month or so before the conference, and the audiobook's available. Get it, listen to it. It's really powerful stuff.
Yeah, it's absolutely riveting. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
This is not complicated. We've had other people that have really been focused on speech and what you have to say and what you should say and everything, and it totally takes you out of into left field. This guy is very focused and very practical. He has about 20 chapters. And in each chapter, if you will, he goes through basically a phrase that you can use. And one of the phrases, the book starts off with, how would you introduce Juice Plus or the business to almost anybody without, you know, any sort of strings attached and without being awkward. And he just has this phrase, I'm not sure it's for you, but, and then he goes through and he explains that when you say, I'm not sure it's for you, it immediately talks to the subconscious brain of your prospect, and it immediately releases any feeling that this is something they have to do, or there's not going to be any pressure here because we've taken the pressure off. But then the word but comes in and it really calls the person to attention, because it's almost like, well, now wait a minute, I've sort of written it off. It's not for me. But then you throw but, and it's like, well, it might be for me. I'm not really prepared to to say no. And then you can say something like, would you, I'm not sure this is for you, but might you know anybody who'd like to, lose some weight for a Christmas party, or, bring in some extra money for, help with school charges for their child or daycare costs or whatever. And, you could say that to just about anybody out there and open the door and get the conversation going. What he did at the conference, which I can imagine would be very effective if you could actually hear and understand what was being said. But it was very difficult between his mic and the mics that he was bringing out to people in the audience, where he jumped down and sort of went out and asked people questions. He role modeled how you would basically start a conversation with somebody and say, have you been on a vacation recently? Oh, yeah. So where'd you go? Well, I went to Maui. Well, why'd you go to Maui? Do you like the South Pacific? I mean, what about Hawaii? Just called you there, and just kept asking questions based on what the response was, and really sort of showcased how this is we're fishing here. We're looking for information that they're going to tell us so that we can see whether we have a fit. The second part, the second thing is how open-minded are you? Almost everybody is convinced that, of course, I'm open-minded. I mean, how could you ask me such a question? I can just hear my mother putting her back up saying, "Oh, of course, dearie, I'm open-minded." When in fact, it's not so true. But at any rate, it puts people into a position where they're likely to say, "Oh, of course, I'll take a look." If you said, "How open-minded are you to taking a look at what I'm doing right now?" It's very difficult for them to say, "Well, I'm not very open-minded and I really don't care what you're doing right now." So most of the time they're going to say yes. So there are little hacks here that are just doing this thing, and he has 20 of them.
And they're awesome. They're just awesome.
I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, listen, I fell in love with them going way back to 2010 or 2012. And Henry, you hit right on it. All of these little key phrases speak to the subconscious mind. All right. And, just imagine, most people, all of these little things that will help someone open up to what it is that you're presenting. So guys, I really want to kind of, personal development of something I've always done. That's not it's not a secret here. I've been doing personal development for 30 years, but I would love for us as a team to get the audiobooks and maybe once a week drop a nugget or two, and what our experiences have been using just these 20 little phrases that he has, to see if that doesn't move the needle for us. Because I know, just imagine has changed listen, if you get me on a call and you want me to do, conversations and compensations, where I take somebody through the marketing plan really quickly, you're going to hear me say, just imagine. And I'm going to tell you, it speaks to their brain. And believe me, the brain drives the ship. All right. I've also Sarah Winstead, from the person in the room sitting next to me. What was your take on Phil?
Yeah, he did a whole section at the beginning of the talk talking about fear. And actually similar to what Jen and Henry said, he said that what if the things you want in your business is only an ask away? So to actually really step into the fear, you're either running towards something or running away. And I actually put it in the chat, but he said fear is the fertilizer of growth. So we often want to resist that. But he's like, if you lean into that, there's so much abundance on the other side. So even how he started it off, I wasn't really quite sure where he was going. And then he went into the conversations, but did a whole section basically on what fear will do. But we have to step on the other side of that for just true success and true growth.
Okay. It was so cool. Staff Fletch, I know that you have to jump off. Guys, we're probably going to go a little over the 30 minutes tonight, because I've got another great, oh my God, video clip from millennials that you absolutely have to see from Saturday. Staff, before you jump off, do you want to say hi? Tell us what you're feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have to jump off. I was thinking we were ending at 9. All right, sorry, 8. It's whatever time it is. Since Phoenix, I don't know what time it is. So I went into conference just very at peace with kind of where I'm at and just kind of questioning everything that was happening as far as the IT stuff, and really went there to be curious and to kind of hear what was happening. And I got on the plane Saturday morning at 7 a.m. and I was a little bit bummed that I missed some of the last part because I heard it was phenomenal. And I wrote some words down and I shared them with my team. And I hope this doesn't take too long, but I can read fast. I'm French. So here's what I said. I was thinking about the growth I've seen in y'all, the consistency, and I had 6 people go, and this is who it was to. The consistency I have seen in y'all, the love I've seen you all build for one another, and the friendships that have come out of this just because y'all said yes to this business. Here is what I see. My mom, who I've known my whole life, obviously, who I get to travel with, and who has grown in confidence and truly has found her place in this company all on her own. She has sideline roommates, gets together with them, and I love watching the fun and growth this business has brought her. Penny Gilliland, I've known since I was 9 years old, who saved my life in an ocean, who I now get to see 1 or 2 times a year because she said yes to this business, and God has woven our stories for so long. Now I just saw her get out of her comfort zone and go live on her page. Christy Smith, who I was in a sorority with in college. She serves quietly and tries to go unnoticed, but your heart for people and the way you love people is evident. I saw you fix the letters on Mrs. Grace ice cream box. We went and got ice cream. And she's back there fixing this lady's letters on her box. They had fallen down. She now boldly quit her job as a school nurse, and we are going to make this business work and claiming this together. Allison Thompson, I've known since early married years and spent a big portion of my young family years together on the mission field. She so willingly followed me into this business and has been consistently by my side since. She loves people and has created amazing friendships out of this business and also has a heart to serve. Michelle Halverson, I've known since she signed up in 2015. I got to fall in love with her in Oregon because of her coming here. We got to walk with her when she lost her precious dad and father around all of that. We've watched you in an example of being bold and asks people to events, customers, and the way your heart wants to help people. The way you take care of your customers is unreal. It's also fun to watch your friendships you've made because you said yes. And Glinda came to us in a fragile season. She wouldn't hug anyone except for me because I made her. And she was pretty sad as a widow, and all she wanted was community. I watched us all yell just this past conference and scream as we saw each other, and all of us got massive hugs from Glinda. And not a short one too, a long one. I see healing, restoration, and love exude from you, Glinda. Not only that, you are one of the funniest humans that I know, and I love laughter. You are the essence of why we say this community is golden. Thank you for making that statement tangible. So many years of friendship and love, all of us together. Y'all, if this isn't enough of a reason to go and be bold, I don't know what else could be. This business would be enough to walk away from me from today, simply because of the 6 of you. It would have been enough, but now we get to keep going. We have new amazing branding. We have new products. We have new research. We have new incentives. We have new people at corporate working tirelessly for us. We have new IT. Hello. As you go home, work will hit, responsibilities will hit. I'm dripping. Someone will say no, but come back to this text. Come back to this place of gratitude. Y'all are enough. And it was all because someone invited you in and you gave a little yes. And here's what I want you guys to think of. If I knew all of you guys on that level, I've been with these women for a very long time. They're the ones who've completely and gone to conference every time with me. And I will say they didn't boldly say yes. They didn't say like, let's do it. But it was one of those like, all right, let's just see how this goes. Or some, I said no to Holly, my best friend, for 10 years before I did this business. But what if you could be someone's enough? What if you boldly asked someone and that person said yes? What if it was a widow? What if it was a school nurse? What if it was a grandma? What if it was a radiology tech? What if it, whatever, all these things, we so get into our own selves And then I thought, this is all enough. Everything we have right now is enough to share with somebody else. The product is already outstanding. I know we all believe in it, but sometimes we get super shy when it comes to the business. And so I want to encourage you guys, even though it's a crazy time to invite somebody in, but I did it yesterday and I told her this is a crazy time to be inviting you in because our IT is all janky and I'm not even sure you have a website right now. I don't know what's happening, but guess what? I want you in this business because after I saw the community that I felt this week, I want you to be a part of that. And that's what I want you guys to think of. Get out of yourselves and ask someone, and you could be someone's enough.
Okay, you made me cry. Because what Steph is just sharing, I have seen in every single one of you. And we are enough. And guys, we're going to explode. We are going to be a light for so many people. Thank you, Stephanie. I love that woman. Don't you just love Stephanie Fletcher? Wow. Okay. One of the things Saturday was this amazing millennial panel. It was so powerful. 3 beautiful millennials spoke. Carly Christie turned this into a Vimeo. You have got to hear this girl, Elena Botello, but I can't even say her last name. Listen to this girl. She's a millennial. She's a future leader. We're working on the sound.
Said I have been on Juice Plus since I was 4 years old. So I'm quite literally a product of the product, and I grew up very healthy as a result, hardly ever sick. And now as an adult, I'm actually a bikini competitor in bodybuilding, and Juice Plus has been very instrumental in both my training and my recovery. But in terms of my professional pursuits, I actually majored in finance, and then I worked in private wealth, and then I moved into IT consulting. And there's a couple things for me that I see as competitive advantages in this business I'd like to highlight for my generation in the audience. The first of which is high ROI, okay? I come from the world of tech sales, which is incredibly lucrative. I've got friends in med device sales, hardware sales, real estate, software sales. All those things have in common is high commission opportunity. But there's a huge distinction between what that offers and what we do, okay? Dollar for dollar, you make more per dollar of revenue that you bring in with Juice Plus than traditional sales. Second thing, tech sales, B2B sales is great when you have a great month, but you're starting at ground zero every single month. So you're having to restart every 30 days. When you look at what we have simply from a numbers perspective, it's mathematically advantageous because if you put in the work with the compound effect, it supersedes traditional sales opportunities. The second competitive advantage I want to highlight for you was a realization I had in my career, thanks to Sean and Jennifer. You know, as I mentioned, I started in finance, and that entailed 80-hour work weeks, stress through the roof, long hours, hardly ever time off. And, you know, I was working really, really hard to build a high-powered career, right? And when Sean and Jennifer presented this business opportunity to me, that's when I had a light bulb moment. My manager in finance was not healthy, never went on vacation, worked 100 hours a week, cried in the office, and had a horrible personal life, and was so stressed out. What was I working towards? I didn't want what she had. I didn't want what her boss had or his boss had. And that's when it hit me. Sean and Jennifer, I looked up to them my whole life and still very much do. But, you know, they put in the work. They built this incredible time freedom to travel the world, raise their kids. When they went on their sailing trip, I was like, Mom, why is Michaela in Australia and I'm at school? You know, if you know the Myers, they are the epitome of work hard, play hard. And I'm a very adventurous soul, so that calls to me. They have incredible marriage, transformative personal growth stories. And because of that, I look at the community that surrounded them and I thought, that's what I want. They emulate what I want. So here's my competitive advantage to you. When you look at the legacy in this room, you want to be mentored by someone who has the life you want, not just the income you want. And for me, I look at all these leaders who have created a life by design, and that's whose footsteps I want to be following. Now, when it comes to the execution of the business, you know, historically I've had a customer base. Switching gears into more of a team building mindset, there are two things that I'm leading with front and center that I want to put in your mind. The first of which is purposeful prospecting. Okay, we all know that the product is for all of humanity, but the business requires a little bit more attention. If you look at all the different teams in this room, that is a representation of a bunch of micro communities. Okay, I don't know if you're a young mom on a mission, a health professional who wants to change the narrative of medicine, you know, in the United States, an athlete looking for enhanced performance, a young professional like myself who wants flexibility to travel. I don't know what it is for you, but I know it's within you. And let me tell you something, people buy into what they feel, not what they know. And when people come into this business, they don't know anything about this business. But you know what? They can walk into a room and go, I found my people. And that's how you create a strong micro community, okay? Because people need culture like they need to breathe. They want to feel like they are a part of something. The energy and intention with which you execute in this business is a direct reflection of the caliber of individuals that you are able to recruit. You act like a professional, you'll attract people who want to treat it like a profession. Okay, and then my last point for you is leading with vision, right? And we've had a speaker who just highlighted this, Dennis highlighted this yesterday. We have some amazing third-party tools. Our marketing is getting a facelift. All those things are great for credibility. But here's the thing. I'm not here to sell, persuade, or pitch anybody. Almost all my customers and partners never have seen a Juice Plus tool or the website until they sign up. Because I'm focused on digging deep into the person in front of me. I want to know their dreams, their challenges, their desires, their values. I want them to look at me across the table and say, you value what I value. Selling is when the person across from you, you're having to pitch them on the product. You need what I have. Deep connection is when the person across from you goes, you have the answer to what I need. Right? And I'll give you an example of this in action. Jennifer and I just hosted an event recently at my place. We had about 20 people there, 14 of which were my guests, my age. And this is how I led with the invite, okay? And I speak from the heart, so they're all a little different. But this is my style of inviting into the business. Hey, Emma, are you free on the 24th? I've been thinking a lot about what's going on in the world, and I feel called to create something special. Right now, I'm building a community of young professionals centered on exceptional health and wellness, learning to create wealth, and pursuing professional growth. And I have some really exciting things planned. Next week, I'm going to be hosting an event to create conversation around these pillars because I believe that people deserve more out of life, and it is my vision to facilitate that with this community. I've been thinking a lot about our dinner last week. And I really respect and admire your autonomy to take control of your life. Because of that, I think you're going to feel pretty compelled by what I have to say next week. I would absolutely love to see you and hear more about your travels in Europe this summer. And as always, I look forward to seeing you. I hope that you can make it. Persuading and selling pushes people. Vision pulls people. You don't need a better pitch. You need to lead with the vision for your micro community. When I look at all the incredible legacy in this room to my next gen, that is living proof of what this once in a lifetime opportunity has to offer. I'm going all in, and I hope that you'll join me. Thank you.
Oh, bam. All right, we have that on Vimeo. So we'll make that available to everybody. Next week, mark your calendar, Tuesday night, September 24th, the Millennial Panel is having an event. I know that it will be recorded, but you could lead with Elena's Vimeo that we have. It's available to you. We'll get it out through all of the different platforms. But let me tell you, if that's the future of the company, I feel pretty comfortable. All right, where is John L? John L. Kazarian. Oh, John L. Kazarian?
I'm here.
Okay, you saw this. What did you do with this Vimeo?
Oh my gosh. Well, I recorded the whole thing with my phone and I sent it to my son, my youngest, who is a partner. I sent it to my middle son, who's not a partner, because both of them need to see this. what I love about her, I mean, she's amazing. She's articulate. She clearly has done life already, even though she's a young person. But this idea that speaks to all of us, like we don't need to become someone else. When she talked about the micro communities, I even want to listen to her again and retool her invitation to my context, because I felt like it was so clean and so caring and specific. And because this generation is longing for community and longing to not be lonely, she is tapping into that. Plus, I know that Jason Dorsey told us millennials, Z, they want to know the big picture. Give me the facts. I want to know the big picture, and then we can micromanage the little things. But this is a beautiful example to us. So I'm trying to get more of this generation on my team so that I can learn from them and that they can speak to one another and then grow their business and then mine.
Yeah, and you've got some exciting young new entrepreneurs coming to your team. Congratulations, Jonelle. All right,
Thank
we'll
you.
make sure that this gets out to everybody so we can be really prepared for next week's call. And then one of my highlights was this woman right here. Pamelia Parker showed up with her heart wide open for this conference. Okay, from the disco party to, I had a little breakfast for those of us that meet once a week. I call them the Wham girls. She showed up dressed as a police officer. And then, of course, her shining debut, main stage, speaking to everybody about the St. Jude's Marathon. Pamelia, you have become so many people's hero. Why don't you give us just 2 or 3 minutes about your experience and what you're striving for?
Okay, so everything starts when you say yes, right? So it started when James Kaufman asked me to do this and go on stage, and I said, no, I can't, I'm too busy, because I thought conference was a different weekend. But anyhow, and 15 minutes later, I was driving and I was like, oh, you're so stupid. Call him up, like say yes. So once I said yes, everything started to fall in place. And after that is when I got my police uniform. I did ask a policeman if I could get handcuffs through the TSA, which you can. And I got my dress for the disco night, which I never go to Thursday night, but I did. And I showed up there and it was just like, this is it, right? I'm tired of, I don't know, playing small, whatever it is that I was tired of doing, I was tired of it. And I showed up and you know what? I wasn't nervous. My left leg was nervous. If anyone saw it shaking, it was. I'm sitting there on stage and I'm like, why are you shaking? Because I'm not nervous. And my left leg was shaking. We're going to look at the video. But I started running. Well, I started Juice Plus 11 years ago. I became an athlete. Everything I said I would never do, I'm doing. And I wanted to make a difference. And Juice Plus is my vehicle to make a difference. And I've had to work through stuff and work with coaches and get there. And it just, saying yes to James just opened this all up. And I felt like I was in my element because I have a passion for St. Jude's and I've run 2 marathons, first and last, St. Jude's, and now I do half the miles and I raise twice the money. But I want to make a difference. And honestly, in 2023, I wasn't really looking, but I found out how much we had made for the company. And I was like, we've got to do better. And so I set another goal of 150,000 last year. Well, we almost hit 144,000. And I set a goal for myself to raise 100,000 in my lifetime. And I'm at $99,301. And, you know, now I've got to raise 200,000 myself. And I honestly on stage wanted to say we're raising 300,000 this year because I said 200,000, but in my head, my goal is 300,000. Yes, the QR code didn't work. Yes, I said I'm raising money for Juice Plus instead of St. Jude's at one point, but it didn't matter. Like, I got to be on stage with Duana, right? I got to dress up. I got to do this and make a difference in this world. So that was it. It was just my left leg, still talking to it. Can't figure out what happened with it, but, and Lisa told me after, she's like, oh, just cross your legs for a minute. It stopped shaking. I'm like, you could have told me that before. But anyhow, sorry about that. But anyhow, it just, I want to make a difference. So I'm going to put the QR code back up into our pages. Up, the QR code expired. It was not expired Friday night, and get it out there. But we've had over 30 people have signed up. And I know there's more that signed up today, and I just don't have the emails yet. And that have signed up already. And we're going to place them on Team Kaufman and then Steve Millman because James wasn't there to talk for himself. So that's it. You can walk, you can run, you can WOG, you can do it virtually, you can do it in person, or you can donate, because every single person can help. So that's it.
Thank you, Pamelia. We're so proud of you. You are everybody's hero at this conference. Thank you so, so much. All right, guys, let your light shine. Okay, no candle is diminished by lighting another candle. All right, let's go with that. Let's go light a lot of candles. Let's go change some lives. Know you're loved. Know you're appreciated. We'll see you next week. Updates with all things digital. Hang in there. Remember, we are turning fear into faith. Go spread the good news. Good night, everybody.
Face everything and rise. That's what FEAR stands for.
There you go. Take care.